Intro.
Welcome back, my Valkyries. I am with the lovely Fox.
Yeah, of course.
And before we get into this recording at all, to all the Apex fans out there, I know how her father died, but just for story's sake, it's going to be different because I have to explain it in my hero terms somehow.
So before all you crazy fanboys get at us for this, just say this is our universe, okay?
Yeah, I think that my hero times somehow had to make her do something. So we're going to roll like this. So I guess we can get into it now.
So welcome everyone to What If Female Deku Was Wattson.
And she will have the accent. Fair warning. I'm not going to do the accent because I suck at it.
I'm not the best with my French accent, so.
So we get to a facility in Japan not far from UA in a forest. We have a girl, blonde-haired girl, named Natalie Paquette. And her papa, Luke Paquette. So they are working on the ring system. And they are also working on a project for the heroes. So it's mostly a area of effect that can disable quirks. But the only problem with it takes a lot of electrical power. So they are testing it during a huge thunderstorm. This thunderstorm goes wrong. It puts a little bit too much power into it, causing it to go haywire, machine exploding with lightning bolts going all around this forest. One hitting both Wattson and her father. Kills her father on sight. And the explosion was big enough to get the attention of our favorite little rat or mouse. I don't know his clarification.
Chimera.
Yeah, Chimera. Nezu saw this, and he knew who was working on it and what it was. He immediately called Aizawa, Mirako, and their emergency medical team. Aizawa was already dipped to Spider-Manning all the way to the location.
And yes,
the Shield
doing the Spider Zawa meme.
Yeah. The Shield family is already there. And Mirako is there, just gets there. And Nezu jumps on her shoulder and says, "Go here." And as he directs Mirako there. So about 15... that's pretty far, so I'd say like 30 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes go by of Mirako jumping as fast as she can. And eventually getting there to see the father of Wattson dead. The Shield family hovered over Wattson with her missing an arm. Or not the full arm, but from the elbow down on her right arm it is,
Missing
I think.
her forearm.
Yeah, her forearm, her right forearm. So we get to Nezu freaking the hell out. The emergency doctors get there. They start stopping the bleeding. Nezu seeing, for clarification, how the scar looks. I think you have it in the thumbnail.
Yes, I do.
But it's called the Lichtenberg scar. So that's kind of what it is for you if you want to get scientific. So, the Lichtenberg scar has appeared on her face. It's her cheek permanently. And as you can see that her legs won't be able to work properly. He, not knowing what this means for her future, he tells the Shield family to load her in their medical unit. But this is not your rinky dinky old ambulance. This is like high tech stuff here. As Aizawa, Mirko, Nezu, and the Shield family get in, they start driving to UA as the medical. Everyone's helping treating Wattson as she's blinking in and out of existence at the moment.
More like in and out of consciousness.
Yeah. And with 30 to 40 more minutes, they get back to UA. Because Wattson had a secret little laboratory, or her, where she worked to make the hero stuff. The heroes didn't know who made it, but they just knew it was better than the Spore Corps who made it.
And so they got told them that a second year made it for them.
Mm-hmm. As they get to her secret little station, and a announcement goes through the entire school saying all pro heroes on site do not come or bother the principal at all. As Nezu goes in the room,
a medical emergency.
As Mirko, Aizawa, the rest of the emergency medical team, Nezu go into this room as this room locks down. No one in, no one out. As they start working, they finally, after I would say 2 weeks, finally get her to like everything is good.
To have a little bit to come to get conscious enough for about 30 minutes at 30 minutes at a time at random intervals for you medical nerds out there.
They do this over and over. Nezu not leaving this room ever. Same with Aizawa. They eat.
Watching all the medical equipment just in case anything gets overpowered by electricity.
Nezu, Aizawa, and Mirko are just watching this. And the medical team's already gone. They'd done what they could. But Nezu, with his brilliant geno mind, big brain, smooth brain, whatever you want to call it, is helping her, starting to wake up more with the help of Aizawa and Mirko. She's already learned about her father's death. Stableness is here and there. So we skip to 2 months. She's finally can stay awake for the full days. She's back to, somewhat normal. Besides missing an arm and can't walk.
And for those who are wondering about the time where this takes place, this is during in canon Deku, halfway through his last year.
Yeah, of his middle school, if I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
With his bullying and all that. Yeah. As he finally wakes up one day and just sees her trying to walk and is just freaks out like, hello there. As Natalie finally just looks at him like, I can't be here and be crippled all my life. I have to do something. Then the idea pops in her head. She looks at Nezu and just says, Uncle Nezu, can you help me with something?
Nezu responds with, yes, anything.
As with Wattson's good arm, or left arm, she starts writing some materials on a paper and some amputation stuff.
And then Nezu reads it saying, so you want me to cut your legs off?
And she says, next time says, not the entire leg, kneecap down.
Oh no, just stands there confused.
It's technically from her. It's her entire legs, yeah.
As Nezu says, you know I'm going to cut the entire leg off with the extensive nerve damage you've gone through.
She looks at him like, I know, but if you give me the materials, I can show you some progress.
I'll have Cementos and Power Lotus Go out and get the materials right away. I'm not leaving your side.
I must say, they're very expensive, so you might want to give them a little bit of cash. Or the cash. I can pay for it, actually.
No need.
Oh, okay. As now, they finally get all the materials and stuff. The amputation of her legs have already been happened. They've been gone.
I would say it's been a day because they were trying to solderize the wound, make sure that they haven't bust any major blood vessel, make sure she wasn't bleeding out.
Mm-hmm. As the parts finally, they arrive at the front door. Parlor and Scimitar's like asking why can they come in, and Nezu just says that you're not allowed to come in here. If you do, I will fire you.
And he says, as Cemental says, at least tell us the reason why.
You'll figure it out when it's done.
As Parlo saying, okay, sir, we know better than to judge your judgment.
Good. Now, lead the parts front and shoo.
And both of them just drop the boxes in this little chute Aizawa quickly installed.
And as the boxes just flow in the room, and the part says, Wattson looks at him just with her one good arm and what's like for thigh, technically.
Yeah, it's part of her thigh.
Yeah, the part of her thigh that's still there. She uses it to start making all this stuff. Aizawa and Miriko's still there because Miriko's kind of her
god aunt.
Yeah. And also helping her with some of the work because she has steadier hands than the other two.
Mm-hmm. Way more steadier.
Miriko and Wattson are making this. Nezu and Aizawa were just staring intently like, what the hell is she making?
Aizawa just pipes up saying maybe she's making prosthetics for herself.
As about what I would say, like, making this stuff took like 2 more months. This is like a month before Deku gets out of middle school.
AKA for actual geological sake, junior high.
Mm-hmm. So, as it's all done, she looks at Nezu and Aizawa and says, I'm gonna need you two to both stand outside the door.
Nezu instantly asks, realizing what she means. He's like, yes, we get it.
Aizawa just asks, so why is Miriko staying? She looks at him, I need someone who's a female who can put these on. And if you don't want to get electricity sent throughout your entire body, out.
As both of them are just confused as they walk out, saying because they now think you maybe got like some sort of power from the electricity. Just they didn't know about it.
And she's already made like her fence nodes and her pylon, which is in the corner, and they don't know what the hell the pylon's for. She's already made her horns. Her hair by this point, Miriko dyed it pink.
Because why not?
Yeah. And a little demon tail, because she thought it looked cute.
We can say the pink hair was a prank that Miriko was going to do, but Wattson really liked it.
Mm-hmm. And she has a little demon tail already made. So as the door shuts, Aizawa and Nezu just see all this electrical safety like covering in front of the door on the outside of the room, and on the inside they can just hear it go. They just look at each other like, is this supposed to happen? Nezu just looks at us like, I don't know.
No one who knows of her.
All they hear is like screaming from inside the room from Wattson. And Mirko just saying, like, yelling at her, calm down and stay still. As about like 8 hours go by. Finally, after adjusting all of it, and when Wattson finally calmed down and helped Mirko once they were on put the adjustments. And she's attached the horns, has attached her little demon tail, has the pylon stuck to the side of her thighs now, has her new clothing on, which you should be able to see in the thumbnail. I'm trying to see which one it is.
It's a goth. It's the goth. Her goth skin, basically.
Yeah, it's basically the center one. She has that clothing on with the 4 bolts up above her chest. Like, before the cleavage shows, put it that way. And it's finally done. She finally puts the pylon on her back. As all Mirko sees is the electricity start running through in the entirety of Wattson's body. Mirko freaking out a little bit. She says, are you okay? Wattson just looking at her like, I'm fine. And they can come in now. As safety equipment would come off, doors would open for Aizawa and Nezu as they walk in to see the new Wattson.
As Nezu goes Uncle Nezu mode and starts scolding about the sexualized look of her outfit.
Wattson just looking at him like, I could have made this far worse. Lucky I did this.
As I said, you're still too young.
Okay, and?
As Aizawa just says, just let her do what she wants. She's 18 already. Just let her do what she wants.
As she's just looking at Aizawa's scarf like intently. Aizawa asks the question, why are you looking at my scarf that way? And she says, I have a hunch. Hand me the scarf.
Aizawa just takes it off his neck and slowly hands it over, saying, okay.
So, as Wattson goes to pick up the scarf, all that he can see is electricity coming from Wattson going into the scarf. And he is just like full confusion because he heard that she didn't have a quirk.
It's even on her record.
Mm-hmm. So Nezu is like confusion and asks, you didn't have a quirk, right? Watson's saying yes. Then Nezu asks, so what is happening here?
As Wattson was simply saying, in my current theory is when I got struck with a lightning bolt, probably some of the electricity is still running through my veins, and the reason why my legs were so distorted and crippled and with the nerve damage is probably due to the excessive electricity running through.
As Wattson then explained like further detail, and it's like, do you think it's ever going to go away? And Wattson just responds with, no, it's not going to. It is now permanently attached to my body. My body is literally a lightning bolt that can literally hold probably a discharge of 9 to 10 million watts or volts of how you see fit.
And I can probably reach amps if I wanted to.
Yep. And she's like, I still haven't calculated how many amps I could kind of hold.
All I know is I only can hold about 3 amps at a time.
Still trying to figure that out. But I digress. As Aizawa just looks at Nezu in amazement because they forgot how smart she is. And them realizing, so you're telling us that you basically just became a human superweapon.
Correction, I became Nikola Tesla's wet dream.
Wow, dang. As we finally get to like Cementos and Paralord finally getting down there again, knocking on the door. As they speak and say, Are you done in there?
And is Watson okay? We haven't seen her. We haven't seen her around the support course in about 4 months.
As it just says, well, you were gonna find out sooner or later.
Natalia, right?
It's Natalie.
Natalie, because she hasn't earned her name yet.
Natalie Paquette is what her version is.
Let me just say, Paolo just says, "Is Natalie okay? We haven't seen her around the sport course area in 4 months."
As Nezu would just say, well, you have to figure out why. As the door unlocks, they walk in, they see Mirko, Aizawa, and Nezu. As they move out the way, revealing Watson's new state.
Paolo instantly realizes what's going on and just says, pieces two to two together, saying, "So that explosion that we saw in the forest, and your new look, you're probably was the survivor of the explosion. Am I correct?"
Watson looking at them. Yes, I was. I was hit by a lightning strike with my father, but my father did not make it. I lost about half my arm and most of my legs. This was a way that I could still move and do what I did love to do.
As Paolo rubs back his head, saying, I told that idiot not to attempt that experiments, but he wouldn't listen to me."
Well, we figured out what the problem was. Well, I did after sitting in here for too long.
Half a year.
Don't remind me how long it's been. I know how long it's been because my uncle here would not believe me be for 2 seconds. The only time I was left alone was when Mirko had to bathe me or change me. Because I cannot do it myself with the missing arms.
Especially before I got my legs replaced with these prosthetics made by me, I couldn't walk at all.
Yep, and she also says, I also have newfound abilities of electricity to fuel my addiction.
Paolo just says, "Oh god, not again."
I mean, you can test it out. Just touch my hand.
As Paolo just says, "Nope, I'd rather not. Last time you had made a taser glove, you knocked me the hell out."
I don't have a taser glove, power loader.
I can tell you're just a walking Tesla coil now.
You can literally ask Mirko. I did nothing special to my body. Just give me a new tickling arm and legs.
As Paolo just gets behind some metal, saying, "You go. You're concrete. Your corpse is literally concrete. You should survive any electricity."
As Mentos finally walks up, he's like, sure, I guess I can. He, touching Watson's hands, feeling her full voltage going through his body as he just turns around with the face of, I think my bones just became jelly.
With his hair standing up and everything.
Fair. As he's like, Parallel just looks at her like, you said you did nothing to it. And she's just like, I didn't.
As she begins to give the same explanation that she gave everyone else.
Parallel now like terrified of the walking Tesla coil.
And kind of finds it funny that his comment is actually true.
As Watson would just grab a random corner and just pointing at Parallel like, I wonder what happens if I flick this with enough electricity, Paraloader.
I just think, right, I forgot not to make fun of you. But still, though, Nikola Tesla would be amazed and probably want to research everything about you if he was still around.
Yeah, I'm glad he's not.
That's probably what I wish he was, because he had really good ideas at the time. And just no one listened.
Yeah. But what are we gonna do from here?
Nezu simply says, you can become a public member of the hero course now, instead of being the private one.
True. But I
Probably
still
saying you
want
should
my
just join the support course officially.
fair. I guess I can reveal my lab down here to the rest of them.
As you say, just don't tell All Might. He'll probably be coming down here every single day.
Well, like I'm down here, I could literally zap him away.
As you say, yeah, right. I forgot. You're a Tesla coil now.
Yep, and I hold way too much from his own, well, body to control. So if I ever get angry, I'm worried about what happens.
Palaris says, judging by what you told us, you'll probably unleash your own homemade thunderstorm.
Probably. As
That
I
or
would
fry every electronic in a 100-mile radius.
that too. As I'll finally speak up to Natalie, saying, Natalie, I know this may be a bit soon, but since your father's dead, you're gonna need someone to look after you. So, do you mind if I adopt you? Natalie's saying, I wouldn't mind. Plus, at least you're not like that loudmouth. As she's like, yeah, I still have a headache last time that loudmouth came down here. I saw like giving.
That's why I have That's why I have the anti-mic system prepared in this hall. which is surprisingly he hates Rick Ashley. So anytime you walk into this hall, it detects them and plays Never Giving You Up.
Oh my god.
Do you ever everyone get away from you? Just play any Never Give You Up or any Rick Ashley song.
So as we go through the months, it finally goes through about the rest of the way. Do we get to Cannon area?
I say we get, if we're going to do what we talked about, let's say we get through half the 5 months into the 10-month training arc.
Yeah. With the sludge filling incident still happening, but sludge filling got zapped out of existence. Because she was near and she was like, might as well help. Saving Bakugo remembering the pink glow of her horns.
I didn't get to see what she looked like, just saw the glow of the horn.
And her little demon tail from behind.
Mm-hmm.
As she's been going to the games more often, the legends know what happened. She explained to him, with the legends scolding her.
It's like, let's say at first she was spectating, and this is the first month where she's allowed to participate in one.
She got questioned about every hero, or no, every legend, including the new one, which was Seer.
Seer at this point is more like the background guy who just makes sure everything's working.
As they're all just scolding her about, it's reckless, you worry us. As she's just reassuring them that she's fine. And we have a game to win, don't we?
As Seer pipes up saying, yep, and you're on my team for your first game. And evidently it's also mine, so let's do this.
So, alright then. They go throughout the games. The heroes already know about her other things she does, so she's excused if they could notice at a time.
Well, not all heroes, mostly the only ones that participate, the ones that are in UA except for All Might.
Yeah. As they get going through the games. Wattson killing, or not killing, but defeating most of them, especially Octane, getting fenced and getting booped to death.
As Seer replies, "So, damn, you're brutal."
Yes, watch just turns on. I'm not brutal. I just have a huge addiction to electricity.
As Seer just pipes up saying, "Right, right. There should be a team or two. I believe it's a race team in the building right across from us."
Ooh, fun.
I'll throw my ult on the building, and we can move in if you want.
As she just pulls out a sniper. How about window?
Yeah, then I'll cause a distraction, but you use my ult because you know for a fact they're gonna run away.
They won't be able to run to watch it.
As Seer throws his ult onto the building.
As they all see it, trying to destroy it out of the air, but they can't. So they try to run out of the building just to get popped by Wattson with a Kraber.
Seer makes a comment saying, "Man, we got lucky finding that Kraber in the supply crate."
As she says, "Oh, I love this thing." As she points at Caustic and shoots him in the head.
Seer then responds, I guess that's race teams down. I think it's only Gibraltar's team left."
Well, I'd rather not face Gibraltar up close with that shield arm he has.
I can be the one. I went up close, try to get turn his back to you, so you can finish him off with a snipe.
Sure, that works.
And
So the rings
go by.
Yeah, ring's closing in pretty small. As they're in a predicament, they're pinned down. Gibraltar uses his ult. Sears about to panic and Watson just looks at him. "Don't worry, I got this." Puts down her pylon, and all of Gibraltar's ultimate missiles are just shot out of the sky.
So
Watson just looks.
That's your ultimate.
And she just looks at him like, "I'm called the Eye of the Storm for a reason."
First game, you already got that nickname.
As she then just fires at Gibby's teammate, which we're gonna say for this is Revenant. As Seer rushed in at Gibby, Wattson only having a bullet left, and her Kraber says, "I'm gonna have to get close for this." So she.
Seer charging up his rampage.
Seer rushes in first, getting hurt majorly bad by Gibby. As Wattson sliding.
Finishing off Revenant.
Yep. Watson's sliding down the hill. Not noticed. Seer gets knocked down, but before Gibby can do anything, he just hears a sniper cock. He turns around just to see the barrel of a Kraber and is blasted.
So right before he gets blasted, Gibby just says, "Good game."
He says something like, "Good game, sister." As the shot will ring out, revealing that they have won. As she would go to Seer and hold out her hand and says, "You did well."
Same to you. As Seer grabs the hand, saying, didn't expect our first game to be a win."
Well, you are paired with me, and a lot of people here can't really handle the Eye of the Storm.
Yeah, it's funny how they accepted two big fans into this.
Fair point. Well, I have to get back to that place and help them with their equipment. I'll see you later.
I'll take care of the reporters. They're probably going to be trying to bombard us.
Yeah, true. Well, you all have my number, so if you need anything or any equipment change, just give me a ring.
I'll keep that in mind. Now, if you don't mind me, I gotta make sure a pissed off Revenant doesn't come after me.
Shouldn't get too angry. He knows the skill that he just got outplayed.
Fair.
As Watson walked off back to UA, she does this a few more times, getting a big reputation in the games.
And with
And
her and Seer developing a pretty good friendship, but also rivalry.
The other legends treat her like a little sister, family, whatever you can think of. As 10 months are finally over. And it's the UA entrance exams.
Where we switch to Bakugo's perspective. And
He's
on his phone watching the news about the Eye of a Storm.
Yep.
Winning her 10th game in a row.
Him getting very interest of who this Eye of the Storm girl is. He tries to find pictures of her on his phone.
But all he can see is just a horn. A pink horn.
Because the cameras in the games have not been upgraded, they're not the best, but
that
you can
and
still
Crypto
see.
keeps shooting them out.
As they say, like, before the game recording of the game ends, they say next game we should have better cameras thanks to her making ones that are bulletproof so one of our legends don't keep shooting them down.
We're looking at you, Crypto. And next game, we'll have an exclusive interview with the top two, the best rivalry in the Apex Legend game, the Apex games, being Wattson and Seer.
As that would go, and Marco just thinking, well, I guess we finally will get to see this new legend of ours. As Mike would give his spiel about how the test works, they would take the written portion, Baku gets his usual score. Then Mike goes on his explaining of what the other part of the exam is. Are you going to canon Ida being a ding dong?
Well, not exactly. I'm going to change it up a little bit, saying like he just asked President Mike, "Are you going to explain the zero pointer?"
Yeah. Bakugo being a little bit more chill because he has the new legend, this Wattson girl, on his mind at the moment. And why the horn is attached to her, he's thinking, are they the same person?
He's thinking, is the woman that saved me the same person as this I have a store Wattson girl? Or guy, if she is, or he or she.
As we get to the entrance exam, it going similar to canon. But Bakugo destroying the zero pointer, but realizing the zero pointer has been a little bit tweaked than normal canon's zero pointers because of Wattson's doing. It being a lot more tough and durable against quirks.
But also has a program where it will detect students and avoid casualty.
And not be out of program.
Or glitch, Nezu.
Or malfunction. So it goes simple. It stops Bomb from Natalie telling it to. She's been watching through the Renezu and all them watched the observation room. As it would be told that that's the test. As Bakugo would take Yuraka to Recovery Girl. Him just saying, when Yuraka thanked him, saying, I don't need your thanks.
Though I am glad that you're okay.
So they are told they'll get the results in 2 weeks. As that goes on, we go to the next Apex game of Watson's. her being paired up with Wraith.
Her first ever game with Rafe.
Mm-hmm. As the cameras are, everyone's watching.
On drones that Crypto has begrudgingly made.
Mm-hmm. Crypto's still trying to shoot one down, but it is blocked, and he's like, "Damn you, Wattson."
And why did you force me to make the drones in the first place?
As we go through the game, Wattson has been eliminating a bunch of squads with Wraith.
First eliminated Cryptos.
Mm-hmm. Crypto was the first to go. Then it was Octane's squad and Gibraltar's.
Gibraltar made a good
With
sport about it because Gibraltar saw she was getting attacked by another team and decided to back away.
mm-hmm.
So much so that he even challenged Watson to a 1v1.
Which she told Wraith just to watch their back in case another squad comes.
Which
So they
Gibraltar
decide.
also told, let's say, Revenant to also stay with Rafe just in case another squad come in.
As Revenant would be curious because they've never seen Wattson in hand-to-hand combat before. So this would be interesting to watch. So the cameras are rolling at this. Baku's been watching this entire thing and he realizes they're the same person. And he's like watching intently his mother trying to get his attention, but he's just not listening. Mother realizes what he's watching. He's like, I'll talk to him after.
Because when people watch Apex games, they don't break concentration.
As Watson starts doing hand combo with Gibraltar, Gibraltar noticing something off, that he's getting a lot more hurt and feeling high electricity going through his body. And is finally eliminated. Or not.
As Gibraltar says, Revenant, just accept death. This was a fair fight after all. We promised.
As Revenant's like, I accept death with this one. She has proved herself. As she would just boop Revenant, putting him in his little death box. As we get to the final squads, which is Watson's squad and Sear's squad.
Wattson and Rafe versus Seer and Caustic.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, Seer and Bloodhound.
Mm-hmm. As Wraith is equipped with her R99 and Hemlock. Wattson has a alternator from the package with I would say, R301.
Seer has his famous Rampage, and I'll also say he managed to get a Caber.
Mm-hmm.
Bloodhound has the bow and the R99.
As they're having a shoot-off, as Watson realizes and looks at Wraith, that they don't have the range for this. So they come up with an idea. Wraith immediately making a portal inside the building to where they are and phasing back through the portal where Watson is, as Watson's already set up her fence traps.
But before Bloodhound runs in, Seer stops her saying, "Don't. It's a trap made by Rafe. She does this all the time."
As they would see a grenade come through the portal and land between both of them, with the message saying, Watson says hello.
As Seer says, I can never win against her.
The grenade just doesn't kill them, but it does push both of them into the portal. And they just get electrocuted to death.
Well, Seer's surviving thanks to red armor.
Yeah. She's surviving, but is very low. Watson just walking up to them with a healing kit and says, "Since you're my rival, I'll play fair. Heal yourself up and we can engage in close combat."
As Seer says, I'd rather not fight you again. I'll accept defeat this time.
If you say so. Her grabbing Ray's wingman that she had on standby, pointing at Asir's head and firing, making this be her 11th win in a row.
With this being Seer's 11th time in second place.
Mm-hmm. It would be his 10th because he won with Wattson one time. As the games are announced to be over, as
it also pops up saying interviews will be starting in 30 minutes. When the interviews start, live message will pop up on our legend screen, and you can send messages to them.
Mm-hmm. As Mitsuki finally sees the game's done, but sees there's a countdown to where the live stream is. As Mitsuki asks Bako, "Why are you so intent with watching this? You never were this focused on watching anything."
Bako says, "Old hag, the woman that saved me is in these games."
Which one? Is it the one that's been on the rise? Oh, the one's been on the rise recently.
Her. That's her. I ruined my life.
Well, you seem to finally have respect for someone. Good for you.
Shut up, old hag.
And don't you yell at me as she just slaps him on the back of the head.
God, the more and more I do Bakugo, I have to be loud if I do Bakugo, otherwise he sounds like a smoker.
Yeah, but as 30 minutes go by, the stream starts up. All UA staff's watching this. And the other legends are in the background doing the normal spill because we'll say it streams like in the room area. As the stream watches up, everyone sees
Seer and Wattson just shaking hands.
Yep. Seer and Wattson shaking hands as Seer is just saying, "You won again."
The next time I won't go. Next time won't be as. Next time will be finally my victory. I'll be the one to stop your streak.
Wattson just saying, "Next time, don't hide in a building. Maybe this won't happen."
Maybe next time you can not throw a grenade.
It's not my fault you didn't think I had.
I thought I knew about Ray's strategy. Didn't think you would throw a grenade.
Well, okay, surprise, surprise.
That won't work on me twice.
We'll see about that.
We'll see. As he turns to the camera. So, you guys have questions for us?
As there's two chairs and Wattson's on the left, Seer's on the right chair. As they just see like there's a lot more people than they thought there'd be.
As let's say Cryptos, who's managing the live stream, says, "We're reaching 100 million."
As watching, just like, God, why so many?
The series says, "Is the whole world watching us?"
Like, I don't expect us to be that well known, but dang.
As Sirius is like, "Well, it's nice to know that people actually enjoy what we do."
Yeah. It is nice to know.
Here's a question for you, Wattson. It's from Explosion Boy 01.
Explosion Boy. Okay, what does he have to say?
Saving me during the sludge villain attack.
Oh, you're that, I think you called yourself, your name was Bakugo, right? Yeah, I remember you. You were the one with the explosion quirk. Oh, and just for everyone who is watching, I'll give you a little hint. Since I know everyone's gonna be trying out for you, eh? To our little viewer who just asked the question, you have passed and will be in Class 1A. And if you need any help with your gear, I'm kind of temporarily working there.
Since I am a third year.
Mm-hmm. I work in my own support lab, which I show you all when you enter the school. So,
As Sirius says, and I'm also gonna be a teacher starting Shigetsu.
mm-hmm. So when you were there, Explosion Boy, or I'll just call you Baku, it's a lot easier. I will mess with your gear and you can come meet me personally in my lab. You can have the principal or your teacher lead you there. As he would just say, understood and thank you again. As more questions are just coming through, them answering is Watson sees a certain question.
She's two. One that she instantly hates. What are your three sizes?
As she's just like, why is it always the pervs in here?
Sirius says, at least you're not getting stalkers.
What you mean? I've been. Not even gonna say it.
You know the one that's been stalking you has been Rafe, right?
Yes, I know that.
I know she's right behind me.
Oh, yeah, she is. Speaking of which, what is the other one? So, what is another question here? What was it? As was it just scrolling through like the text chat, trying to find the question again? To where she finds, I'll say, Jiro's text.
With
And
music ears. Or you saying it's music ears.
Say music ears as do you play any instruments? As Watson would say, actually I do. I play a little bit of guitar and well, if you can't tell by the look, I love rock music. So guitar, drums, I love them.
As Sirius says, yeah, you should really hear when we made a performance to start Octane's first victory.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Can't believe he carries you that game.
Hey, just because I spiked his stem doesn't mean I can't have fun, right?
Octane's just like, wait, you did what?
Don't worry about it, Octi.
Okay, as he stems himself and runs out the building.
Same old Octi. As they just keep going through the chats with, I would say midnight.
Which is literally just official pro hero midnight.
As midnight sends a question saying, what is with, actually, no, she would already know this. What would Midnight ask?
Like how much charge do you think Eraser can hold?
And she says, I don't know how much charge he can hold, but don't go too hard on him.
As chat just starts laughing, saying, it's real, Eraser X Midnight is actually happening.
That's what I say. Don't be mean to the old man. Even though father is a bit sleepy, don't be mean to him.
Chats are exploding again, saying how Watson's his daughter.
I'm just like, calm down, chat. We're here for questions, not drama.
As I'll say, Octane just bursts through with saying, "I heard drama."
Octane, she is actually Octane. Do you want to be booped again to outer space?
No, I'm currently playing Tiger Revenant and Loba, so I'd rather run.
Yeah. Octane just zooms out of there.
As Loba teleports in, saying, "Octane, get back here!
He was
Give me
like,
back my staff!"
oh no, not again.
And Revenant runs in, saying, "Give me back my scythe!"
Okay, what the heck is? Oh, I'm gonna deal with this after the questions.
As Jimmy says, "I got it. I got it, sister."
All right, thanks.
As Sierra puts his hand over his back and says, leans back in his chair, saying, welcome to the Apex dorm room. This is the everyday life for us."
Pure chaos and other reasons.
Yeah.
It's almost like the game we all played blackjack and Octave was not happy that he lost first.
And Mirage was not happy that he lost almost all his fortune.
Oh yeah, I did. We did take all that, didn't we?
I mean, it's his fault for putting 10 million in.
Yeah, true.
And don't forget the time we all played Monopoly. Oh God.
Oh God, no.
As a question pops up saying, how did it go?
I was like, let's just say they don't like me winning.
As Sears says, you know that's false. You got angry and everyone laughed and let you win.
Okay, just because I got a little angry doesn't mean anything.
You got angry because Octane took Dark Blue.
Okay, so?
You literally put the dude into a coma. You literally put him in a coma for a day.
Okay, be fair, he put himself in that by having too much stim.
He's normally fine. You're the one who caused it. You're the one who caused it.
All I did was slap him.
You don't slap Octane when he's juiced up on his stims.
You mean I don't slap him because I'm internally charged?
That too.
Yeah, this is one-sided, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
That means I have to ask you to slap him.
Hey, at least I know there's one thing to beat you in.
Do you want me to slap you?
Or do you remember our Uno game?
I'll grab the quarter.
And I'll go grab Jibby.
Did you realize last time you grabbed him, it went through it?
Now this time, me and Crypto have been working on an upgrade for him.
Okay, where's the quarter launcher?
As Crypto say, hey, no violence.
Like, fine. Chat's just laughing at this point.
As one question pops up saying, are you two really rivals or more friends?
Both.
As Seer says, I think ourselves more friends with has a friendly competition with each other.
Yeah.
That we kill each other every single game. At least mostly me dying, but
Me winning.
yeah, but there's been those lucky games where we get placed on together.
Oh yeah, we do get those, and then I just feel bad for the others.
Because I can usually tell where they're going, and you can just set up a trap.
Yeah, especially if they hear that, oh, it's my pylon destroys everything.
And especially if I know someone's in a certain location. Sorry, Jibby.
Sorry to call you out, Gibby, but the last time was I'm sorry.
Our first game together really messed you up, man.
Yeah, we're very sorry for that. That's all you see in chat is like, it's alright.
As you just see Jibby officials just pop up in the chat with thumbs up.
Yeah. As it goes by for about, let's say the podcast goes like for an hour.
Which they like for the last 30 minutes they do a little short game for the entire Apex crew.
Like a game of a little game of 21.
Mm-hmm. with Seer winning mostly,
Then Watson winning a few times.
then Octane winning, everyone gets mad.
Everyone just throws a book at
And then Barrage
Octane.
wins and says, haha, now you guys owe me my money back.
As Watson just looks at him. You only betted $1.
Fine, I'll take my $6.
That's what I thought. As they just hand him $6. Revenant wins one. He's like, so I get to smack one of you, right? He's watching just like, choose your pick.
He walks straight up to Lobo and just bitch slaps her the hardest he can.
Lo was like, God damn it, I knew it.
He's like, I can't kill you, but I can make your life live in hell.
And Lobo wins one round and it's just like, revenge, Revy. And she's like, he's like, no.
Then the last game, Jibby wins and gives everyone to a group hug.
Mm-hmm.
As Caustic and Crypto just saying, this is it for the podcast, everyone. Every 10 or so games we'll be doing one of these.
I was watching Watson's and Gibby's shoulders and like the camera just points to her and it's like she's just waving. And this is it for the podcast, everyone. Have fun. We'll see you again in the next games. Hope you enjoy.
I hope you keep watching us.
As Crypto turns the camera off.
Then we're back to Bakugo.
Mm-hmm. Bakugo's like, can't believe I'm actually respecting someone.
Never in a million years did I think that.
And he's like, oh my god, her group is hilarious.
And also says, man, I didn't expect Seer to be that kind of guy.
As he just looks at Bakugo, he's laughing? Is the world ending? Bakugo's saying, shut up, you old hag.
Shut up. If my hero career doesn't work out, I'm joining the Apex games.
It means he's like, sure. As 2 weeks pass, everyone's getting into their class. Bakugo's sitting there first because he is a lot earlier than normal because he wants to see Wattson. As I gets in the classroom, telling them all to shut up. As immediately he is like, it's very disrespectful. You should be more nicer to your classmate or students, yeah. As I was just like, and I don't care. Sit down.
Because my job is to make you guys heroes. I don't care how I act. My only objective is to make you guys heroes that can make the world a better place. Hell, only one person graduated to go to 3A last year.
As Bakugo hears him saying, by raising his hands, and says, I think I know who it was.
And who would that be, Bakugo Katsuki?
Your daughter.
Let me guess, you are an Apex fan.
The only reason I watch him is because of her. Plus, she did save my life.
So you're Explosion Boy.
Yeah, it's me.
Well,
kind.
My daughter said when you get here, just go down to her support room. It's right down the hallway to the left, down a couple flight of stairs.
Okay. As Bakugo just gets up and walks out. He is saying, he's gonna miss class though, sir.
He's been excused.
He's like, how does she get the right to excuse him?
Because she's an Apex champion.
And he's like, he was gonna say something, and Asarji gets in the lock. He's like, you gotta sit down.
Then I'll also finish up saying, and she's in charge of most of our support equipment.
And I was like, note to self, don't make her angry.
Yeah, last time a hero made her angry, She didn't. She dismantled all his support equipment.
Oh God.
Why do you think All Might doesn't have his gauntlets anymore?
Oh. Okay. As class goes on to normal, Paco gets to the big ass door to Watson's lab. He knocks on the door saying, Watson, you in there? As y'all hears like, give me a second.
As like zaps electricity are firing around.
Mm-hmm. As she just pokes the door as it opens. As Watson's not wearing the kind of the coat part right now. She's just in like the
She's just in her bodysuit.
yeah. As Paco's just like staring, is just like Paco's blushing a bit. And Watson says, you must be Bakugo, right?
Baku was just in awe with her look.
And like she's like, you okay? Seem a bit red.
Baku finally snaps out of something. Yeah, I'm fine. But what you need me for?
Well, I wanted to make some adjustments to your hair costume.
Oh, you mean the one I didn't even turn in yet?
You're talking to someone who's a super genius.
Well, as he pulls it out from his backpack here.
Figured you have it on you. Now come in. I'll show you.
I'll follow you.
Yep, as she walks into the table where she can see the gauntlets somewhat remade. As she sits down in a chair with her tool and says, I wanted to add a little bit of electricity to your explosions to give them a little bit more impact. But it'd be a lot more easier for you to control how big and precision of your explosions.
As Baku's questions Watson, like, how'd you get the designs for my gauntlets? Only my my old hag told you, didn't she?
Yeah, I may have interrogated her. Plus, knowing your quirk, I feel like you need something to store your sweat, right?
Yeah, an old friend originally designed the concept for me. He moved away, so I kind of just took his concept and added my own flair to it.
Well, it's good you're honoring your friend. It sucks to lose people.
Yeah, but I heard he's making a killing gaming career in America.
Oh, that's nice. As she just shows the adjustments of paper she gave him, or he gave her, showing where the electrical current will go and how it will be discharged. And Wazwalkin just says, I want to do something like this, but I'll need your help testing them. And it will also give you less recoil when you fire explosions, so it should help you a lot.
As Bakugo says, I'm actually fine with the recoil. I actually plan to use the recoil to let me maneuver around the battlefield more accurately.
Oh, I can leave it then. But I'll still need your help with testing how big the explosions and what the electrical current traveling from your explosion out your gauntlet will do. Because if you might be able to even hurt All Might with this, majorly. It'd be fun to test out. So I have one prototype already made. If you want to help me test it, I have a little area can.
As she just puts on the prototype they see his hand and says, "You sure this won't blow me up, right?"
It won't blow you up. I've made sure. As she would have a button on the wall revealing a firing range open up, and she says, as usual, just fire a regular explosion from your hand and then pull the pin afterwards to test both of your future explosion and your regular one.
Bakugo then fires his normal explosion from his right hand, and then his gauntlet on his left, seeing it reaches far of a distance.
As he fires explosions, an electrical ball is surrounding his explosions, doing more damage and also stunning the projection of a robotic full target.
AKA Pathfinder.
Mm-hmm. Or just the Marvin.
Or both.
Yeah, I don't think we put Pathfinder into this. We'll put it like the Marvin.
True.
As Mako just looks at it like, you made it into an electrical explosion. Watson's like, yeah. So you have the initial blunt of the explosion with a stun effect.
As Baku asks, like, I also have an idea, if you don't mind me asking.
Hmm?
Since
Hit me
the
with it.
gauntlets were originally designed to store my sweat, why don't we add something like a little heater around it so I can passively generate sweat without having to use my quirk a lot?
I can actually do that. And she just starts writing something down and shows him and is like, so something like this.
Yeah, that could work. I just need something that can just not burn me, but something that can just be hot enough or warm enough just to produce passive enough sweat.
I can hide it in your gauntlets and it can make you sweat a little bit more. Huh. That's actually a nice idea. Well, we gotta test out your pin, so pull the pin on your gauntlet.
Baku says, I'm scared of what you've done to this.
This is more of you want to blow something to smithereens.
And watch me see to press a button on the wall that covers the walls with lead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes,
you can pull the pin now.
Yep.
He pulls the pin and a giant fireball appears.
With a kind of plasma electrical current surrounding it. Going.
As it touches, it fires in sequence. First the electricity, which lingers around in the explosion, which then turns the fiery effect of the explosions into this purplish color, turning it into like very hot flames.
Yep. And once it hits the Marvin, it explodes, leaving nothing. Well, it wouldn't. Not does, but just like its arms missing and majorly overheated and
the golden
stunned.
arm drops.
Mm-hmm. His one's like, oh, I mean, if I one of those. Neat.
It's like even my entire time in the Apex games, I never got one, but you managed to get one.
As she just looks at Baku, and Baku has like this shocked expression, like, and just looks at her like, how did you do this with just not having to change its features at all? Mustn't just looking at him like, I did make the ring for the Apex game, so this is nothing new.
And she also says, I also passed chemistry with an S+.
Yeah. Baku's like, well, one question, Watts. Watts is like, yes. So that demon tail that you have, can you actually feel from it? Watson getting like a little blush because it's a question she wasn't expecting, and Watson just saying, "Yes, I can." Why do you want to know? Baku just saying, "Just curious." And as she takes the gauntlets off and sets them on her work table,
As soon as they do
and
that, parts of the gauntlet starts cracking.
And she says, oh, let's look it up the durability, but for prototype, it worked well. As she looks about, I guess I'll walk you back to class. As her and Baku start walking back to class 1A, her looking at the schedule and is just like, they should be at the training ground doing a quirk examining test.
As Watson says, like, I know my father, they should be done, and there should be on the last two tests, being the ball throw and the race.
As they get there with Jiro doing the ball throw, as everyone just sees Watson walking with Bakugo back to them.
And let's say all UA all of 1A. Only people that know about the Apex games are Ida, Jiro, and Bakugo himself.
Mm-hmm. And she just walks up to Aizawa saying, I brought him back. He helped me test the equipment for his hero suit. It worked perfectly well, even though you were worried about it. I just need up the durability of it. As I was saying, I'm surprised those things actually worked.
How much features you added to it?
It's not even that heavy, it's very light.
I mean, it is kind of made by your own carbon from hyperalloy.
Yeah, that's
Based on what I've
true.
seen, that's the one that cracks. You probably add some sort of outer layer or inner layer, huh?
Mm-hmm. You only cracked a little bit, so me upping up the durability will be perfect and it won't crack over just it being released or being hit.
As he was like, kind of adds a little bit for more carbon mesh.
Mm-hmm. And Watson just asked us, so can I watch them do the rest of the test so I can kind of make sure their hero costumes are up to shape?
As I would say, yes, there's about 4 students left, including
Ah,
Bakugo Katsu here.
good. She just leans against the wall and then says, Alright, students, ignore me. Keep going.
As Zero Ray turned around and just stood there shocked, seeing Watson in the flesh.
Yeah. As Watson would just pull out her phone as she's watching, calling Loba. I was like, Loba, she's like, yes. I'm like, yeah, this is Watson. Sorry, I gotta ask you for more carbon alloy.
You gone through 3 boxes in one day.
We gotta realize I'm making support course people and I'm making all their hero suits. I'm gonna go through a lot.
And she sighs, saying, "Well, you're lucky to have a shipment of 10 here, and I'll send Crypto over to deliver it right now."
Thank you. That should be enough to finish his
And Rafe
gauntlet.
might be joining along because you know how she is.
I know.
She won't let her closest friend out of her sight.
No, I know.
Oh yeah, by the way,
Well,
Seer says hi.
well, Tuster said hi, and I'm waiting to beat him again.
Yeah, and he's currently making sure his students don't try to blow up his classroom.
Oh Lord.
He has a bunch of tracking quirks students in his class.
Oh, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, and Bloodhound's there to help him.
And then he should be fine.
As if Bloodhound doesn't get pissed off.
Yeah, remind me to next. Did you give Bloodhound his axe?
Me and her.
Okay, true, but still.
Yeah, she got her axe. She won't stop hitting Revenant with it though.
Well, that's fair.
I mean, we did have the first arena game yesterday. You missed it.
Damn. Next time I'm there, I'll do it.
Yeah, Seer's a killer with a P20.
I'm gonna have to beat him then.
No, Crypto's leaving now. Rafe is in the truck. They should be there in about 5 minutes or so because they're entering through one of Rafe's portals.
Okay then. I'll see you when I'm back.
You know we're waiting.
I understood. And she hangs up the phone as all students went except Bakugo. So as Bakugo is going up, he gets the ball. As he still has some of that electricity kind of on his hand from his gauntlet.
And he decides, since he's a baseball fan, tries to do a baseball movement with a throw.
Mm-hmm. Him launching and having a bit of the purple explosion go off from the electricity left on his hand. And it launches to double what he got originally, so about 1400.
I saw it impressing, like, Bakugo, I didn't expect you to get this high of a score. No wonder my daughter has a keen eye for you right now.
Hmm.
And no wonder she's personally making your equipment, because normally the support course makes 1A's equipment.
As watching this, you saying I have a bad eye?
No, you just don't take a you just don't really you only don't really pick out anyone from 1A.
Well, I'm taking an interest.
Doesn't you have a keen eye?
That's true. Well, tell that musclehead to, before he even, if Bakugo, when they do the heroes and villains thing, tell Bakugo to come to my lab so I can give him his suit.
As Bakugo hears this, just puts his thumbs up.
And she just looks at Bakugo like, yeah, I have your measurements. Relax.
Bakugo just goes instant red.
And she just looks at him. Very impressive. And walks off.
Managed to tame the bully. That we got his old record here.
Wattson walking off and just looks at Bakugo. Not bad, by the way. And just continues walking.
As I was a classic myth, Jiro instantly runs towards Wattson.
As Wattson just feels like something on her back and just looks up, it's like, oh, you're the earphone girl from the live stream, right?
Yes.
You're lighter than you look. Sad. Or it's just my upper strength, I don't know.
As Jiro's just silent as the awkward silence in the audio would prove. I didn't know what to say.
As Wattson just looks at her like, so, you're a fan, I'm guessing.
Of course, even though that I'm a Rafe Stop fan.
You do know Rafe's gonna be here in a minute, right?
I was like, well, let me go get I have to get my poster of her then. I need her to sign it.
She'll be in my lab, so just follow me. I already kind of took your poster, so.
What?
Don't worry about it.
As they're walking there, Jiro brings up the question, saying, "You know, during one of Rafe's private interviews, she mentioned about having a crush on you."
Oh yeah, I've known.
When are you going to confess?
As she just looked at Jiro, who said I haven't?
Jiro begins squealing and saying,
As Wattson just nudges Jiro and just says, we wouldn't mind a third either, but Wattson's very picky and she has to approve of the third. So you get to meet Wraith in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as the door to the lab just gets open.
And
seeing
Octane is flown through it.
As they're like, as I wasn't just listening, I didn't know you would bring Octane, Wraith.
You know how he is. He just kind of just appears.
Fair enough. As Watson just looks at me, so you gonna give me a hug?
With this, but not in public, not around students.
She knows. Just come here.
As Watson pulls Rafe to hug, and she's just saying, "I didn't expect you to tell anyone."
Yeah, but she's an exception. As she hugs Wraith and puts her down, as she also wanted you to sign her poster. As Wraith would sign her poster, giving it to Jiro, and just looking at her, like, isn't this the one from the podcast?
Yep, that is your phone, girl.
As Jiro would just be like fangirling majorly. I'm not believing she's meeting her 2 favorite legends.
And then Crypto walks in carrying all the boxes because Rafe refused to help. It's like, Rafe, you could have helped me a little.
Oh, hey, Crypto.
Don't hate me.
Okay, Crypto, question. Did you have to drag the Octane along?
It's Octane. I can't really stop him.
I mean, you could also offer him one of his favorite stems I made.
That's the thing. He destroyed all. He kind of went through all of them and trying to kind of. I think he followed along, trying to get more.
Great, I have to make more than that. As Crypto goes in, puts the materials by the gauntlets that are still sitting on the table. As Joe just starts asking questions, not a bunch, just some, to Wraith and Watson with Crypto, and Crypto dragging Octane back to the place.
After dropping the material, saying, "Rafe, I know you're probably going to stay for a couple days. You're lucky the game starts in 3 days."
As Watson says, I'll be joining that game.
It's an arena game. You don't have to if you don't want to.
The winner of the next arena games.
Right now, the top player is Seer.
Okay. When's the next arena match?
In 3 days.
I'll be there.
Seer's not, though, so you won't be able to fight him on that.
And when will he be?
He doesn't say. He says to take care of he has to take care of his students who ran away.
I'm gonna have to call him later.
Because Bloodhound decided to put them in her hunts.
Great.
I told him it was a bad idea to have her help him.
Well, yes, you should go. We have USJ plant, and we also have dang heroes and villains. I have to bring them too.
Well, if you always need some people to help you firearm train, to show these students how to help, you know you have the entire crew back at home.
Oh, I know.
And plus, I'm pretty sure Revenant really wants to shoot someone.
Oh, he might have a chance soon. I don't know. Depends if I really want him to teach someone a lesson. The great.
Oh, I mean the guy that beat up on the way here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't worry. He thought the boxes I was carrying was all your underwear.
I swear, how did he even make it in?
Hey, it's your school, not mine.
Yeah, but I don't do acceptances. I just watch.
You still actively help around.
Yeah, I get it. Now shoo.
Yep. Octane, come now.
I was going to just dragging Octane all the way.
This is Octane. I'll get Loba to get you to play tag with her again. Okay.
Octane just runs straight back.
That works every time, but Loba's gonna kill me.
Don't die until I get there.
No guarantees, especially with Rafe. Especially with freaking Jibby there.
Well, you can just tell them it was my order.
Fair.
As they walk out, door closes.
And right before the door closes, it's Crypto says, "And don't have too much fun while you guys are alone."
I will hit you.
You guys kept us up all night.
Okay, that was your fault. I gave you all soundproofing rooms, but you didn't turn them on.
Oh, I did. You didn't upgrade them because did you forget? I'm in the room right next to you and Rafe.
I upgraded your room. Did you not see it?
Oh no, I noticed. Didn't help.
You mean you didn't click the button on your bed?
I did.
Huh. Someone must have sabotaged your room then.
Or it's probably Rafe messing with everyone again.
Probably.
Rafe's like, I didn't do anything. With a cheeky smirk on her face.
As Watson just looks at her. Really?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
As electricity starts to appear off Watson's hands. Are you sure about that?
Okay, I might have disabled all of our friends' sleepwear stuff.
You do realize that we make that for a reason.
Shut up.
You get no cuddles for 2 hours.
Race Scene 7 also mentions, oh yeah, did you know that Mirage and Valkyrie are actually an item now?
Yeah,
That surprised me.
honestly. As they just hear a knock at the door being back coming in. Heroes and villains are starting, and I need my suit. As she just hands him his suit and the now finished gauntlets that she's been making while talking to them.
And
And,
while Crypto was there, Jiro just snuck out,
mm-hmm.
not want to get involved in that situation.
As she points to your room, Baku can get changed in. As Michael goes, gets changed his hero costume, comes out. As Watson just looks at him like, I think I did pretty well on it. As she just looks at Baku. So did I get the measurements right?
Baku says it's a little tight on the trousers part, but most of it is snug as a rug.
Okay, I can do his little tweak after this, but didn't have time to make sure all the measurements were right because he likes to rush me.
Nezu or your father?
All Might, the muscle head. I have to get rushed by Nezu because All Might wants to do this sooner.
Honestly, I wish you were teaching our class instead.
Honestly, I barely can get to sleep because I have to do all this now, and I don't get time to take a break.
Then again, on your private interview, you said you never sleep anyways, due to the excess electricity you always give off.
Well, yeah, it was from an accident, but I'm able to sleep when I am, but I barely can kind of relax because I have to rush to get these done. If I had a little more time, I could have made your closer tight as it felt now, but couldn't get measured through the crotch area because I had to be rushed. As they just chat as they walk down the hall to where All Might is in that observation room. They walk in as everyone's seeing Baku's hero costume. As they go, and teams are as of canon. But since there's no deku, we're just gonna put.
Why not? Shinzo again.
Yeah, put Shinzo there. Shinzo would go to Iraka's team. But this Baku being a lot smarter, when he was using his gauntlets, he realized that they're a lot stronger. So he thought about just dying the explosions down, and they got smaller but still hurt with the same amount of force. And when he hit Shinzo with one, it stunned him, made like a taser. So he couldn't move, but he was still conscious. And during that, Baku captured him with capturing Uraraka as well. Ida being there as a support that just confused them. All Might saying the hero team wins, or not, the villain team wins.
Momo then All Might does what he does in canon, asks who was a VMP, but Momo's saying it was actually the heroes due to how well they performed, even though they lost.
All Might saying correct, and his usual spiel. As Baku comes up.
I would say this, Wattson cuts in saying actually wrong.
Yeah.
The villains did well this time.
Mm-hmm.
If you couldn't, it didn't look to you. It might have looked like they were flying around and doing whatever they felt fit. But if you look deeper into this, Ida, or the Ingenium guy, has actually been trying his hardest, trying to confuse the enemies about his positioning. With Bakugo here, trying to salt right down the middle while the enemies is too busy looking around for Ida.
As Watson saying, it was a perfect trap strategy.
One that I've used against Seer myself.
And I think Bakugo boy, since he watches my games, used my own strategy to beat them. As Bakugo walks in, hearing that, am I right? Bakugo
Yes,
goes,
kind of. I use a mixture of your strategy mixed with one of Octane's Russian charge strategies.
not bad for just seeing it once.
Who said I just watched the game once?
I mean, for the strategy, though.
Who said I don't have it recorded?
Fair enough. As she asks, so, how was the costume?
Very movable. However, like I mentioned before, it got really chafy down there.
I'll do some adjustments when it's off. And this time I won't be rushed, so it'd be perfect.
Honestly, I didn't rush you.
No, not you. As she points to the muscle.
No,
This boy did.
All Might says that.
As she probably just look at all my like, so you wanting to do this a day sooner is not rushing me?
I told Nezzy not to have. I told Nezzy if they weren't ready, not to give them the hero costumes.
You do realize when you say something and you don't tell him, oh, we can wait. He tells me to make it sooner.
I did tell him. I said if they weren't ready, we can wait and still do the exercise.
You didn't even say they weren't ready. I have the thing recorded.
As he says, yeah, I might have told him a day later.
Jesus. Wonder why I put up with you.
And you're lucky that you're the Apex champion, otherwise would have you arrested for human experimentation.
You do realize that I had to even function.
It's still illegal.
I would kill you right now if I wanted to. You do know that, right?
Then, since you're not in your game, it'll be illegal and you can be arrested for it.
I have a bypass. You do know that. The game covers all of it as an accident. So if you just randomly disappeared off the face of the earth, oh, I wonder who would be blamed on. Her just staring at All Mate. Him just fully quiet as she thought so.
He's fully quiet but staring back.
Mm-hmm.
And Aizawa just starts, okay, everyone, leave now before things get messy.
And the Watson just starts walking off with electricity zapping All Might, making him go unconscious. Bakugo laughing as she just looks Bakugo saying, when you're done changing out of that, bring it back and I'll do the adjustments.
Bakugo salutes saying, yes, ma'am.
You don't have to be formal with me. I just really hate him. As she walks back to her lab. As Azawa goes, as they get changed, Bakugo brings back the suit. They get informed of the USJ being tomorrow. As we skip today, they do their dorms tour because we're going to say they have it sooner because of Watson giving Nezu the idea.
And Watson asking one of the legends to come along with her due to her having a bad feeling about the place.
Mm-hmm. She probably asked Remnant to go.
Remnant volunteers saying, I just want to shoot some stuff.
As she looks at Remnant saying, you have the right to kill here. Remember, we are governed any rights.
Watson would say, technically we're government agents. So we have the license to kill.
Yep. And the next day rolls by as she's finished the adjustments for Baku's suit. Baku coming in saying, we're going to the USJ now. Is the suit ready? Watson saying yes, just put it on and I want to make sure my adjustments are right.
Baku about to take to the change room that Watson finally had installed.
Mm-hmm.
And right before he walks in, saying, "Oh yeah, your revenant's here, waiting in the bus, ready."
Oh, okay.
And also, he told me to tell you right before you get there that the arena match will be melee only.
Ah, perfect.
Or in his
And
case, he's bringing his scythe.
and that's what I said. That means I can bring mine. Well, not
Your
my
rapier,
scythe, but
right?
my
The one that's always attached to your hip but you never use.
the rapier or the knife.
Well, I like to see you use your rapiers, and you barely ever bring that thing out.
Well, you'll see me use it this time. I'll put on a little show. As
And then
Baku
a few minutes
will
later,
walk
Baku got changed, and they got down the bus and started going on.
Yeah, Watson just standing next to Baku on the bus, Revenant and Wraith.
Ray's
Watson
just
just like
there because she's refused to let Wattson go alone.
as Watson just looks at Baku's suit, so and he's like, so it's a lot better now.
A lot better. And did you do something with it? It feels a lot more lighter.
Yes, I made it a lot lighter so you can move faster.
Now I tried a technique I wanted to try, which Mr. Revenant I took exactly from you.
Yeah. As Revenant just says, I'd like to see what you can do.
It's the little team missile. It's the Revenant missile you and Octane did.
Watson being very like intrigued, same with the Revenant is like they both look at each other like we can't wait to see this.
Because Wattson has never heard of Revenant missile, didn't even see it in action. Revenant said, like, so you mean the technique that me and Octane used once against Seer's team, but we died doing it.
And Baku's saying yes. As Watson would just say, I finally get to somewhat see it this time.
And seeing how he doesn't have to rely on a stupid drug addict, he can probably do it better than we could.
No, we can see. So they arrive at the USJ, they walk in. Kirigiri appears. As they all get separated, with the legends going to their own separate area, which is the lava zone. Whoever's in the lava zone goes to the water zone. As when they were dropped surrounded by villains, those villains realized who they were and
Seeing how
realized
it's Revenant, Wraith, and Wattson, it's like, shit, as they rent all the villains say, we're sorry.
as Watson just says, you surrender and put on these, all of you, and we won't kill you.
Wraith just says, Revenant says, let me kill one to prove a point.
Sure. She points at the biggest dude. That one.
Revenant pulls his scythe out and just simply cuts his head off with no effort.
As they start lining up, she's putting in cups as fast as she can. All the cups are on, and she just ties them down. So as they walk back to the main area, she sees Aizawa getting his head slammed in. And they just see her pylon spinning at uncontrollable speeds.
But as soon as they can hear is homing missile.
Mm-hmm.
As Bakugo flies in at its uncontrollable speeds, as Revenant says, so you did improve upon it. As this black creature thing is flown straight back into Shigaraki.
Yep. As Watson's just staring at Aizawa, which is bleeding, and she walks over to him, not saying a word. Her pylon just spinning faster and faster. As her horns and tail and the robotic parts that she's implanted in her has started glowing. She puts her hand on where the injury was putting it, which cut open his stomach a little, closing the wound with the heat from her fingers. And
both
as
external and internal.
Revenant finally noticing what's going on, and he's like, this isn't going to be good.
As he turns to Rafe and says, Rafe, you know what to do.
As they hear thunder strikes, and it starts hitting around Watson. Baku's like, gets next to Wraith and is like, what's going on?
Ray Simpson says she's angry.
As Wattson would just get to the point beyond pissed and just
Rafe would simply say, "This is the reason why I gave him the nickname Eye of the Storm."
her electrical abilities start making her float upwards this dead center of the USJ. Her just releasing everything.
And for
A
those watching,
storm.
it'll be in the picture we're describing is in the left side of the thumbnail.
Rocks being floated around her. She just yells out once. A lightning storm surrounds her and is striking every villain in the area, hitting the Nomu, disintegrating it in a second. Kiriguri, freaking out, takes Shigaraki and dips.
But right before his one part of his metal body gets struck.
Destroying half of the metal thing around his neck, but not killing him, but injuring majorly.
So much so he lost some of his cognitive thinking.
Alfred's watching all this. And he's like, what? Who is that?
And whoever she is, I really need to take her to work.
And Shigaraki knows who it is. But is passed out. As he's just watching her kill every villain with these strikes. To the point
it's had a wicked grin saying, so I have a new target to take a quirk from.
As it's just everywhere. And eventually, she just has killed every villain. The ones that she tied up were safe. But every other villain is just gone. Her finally floating down, her pylon slowing down. Her stop glowing as she's breathing heavy and just falls to her knees and trying to catch her breath from the overexhaustion that she just did down herself.
Rafe and Baku straight up just start dashing to her.
As she's trying to stay awake but ends up passing out from exhaustion. Both Bakugo and Wraith catching her, or walking over and says, I'll get Aizawa. As Ren says to the students, this is going to be cancelled. We're going back. As they all go back.
As Revenant also says, Space 013, I would recommend you get a construction team on this point, and as well as a body detail unit.
And there are some villains tied up from Wattson over there.
Because they were scared when they saw me, Rafe, and Wattson together.
So have fun getting them up. As they walk out with the rest of the students, drive back to UA. There's already been informed. And Watson's put back in her lab with inside of I would say it's like a thunder rod. No, it's a lightning rod.
It's a bedroom with a thunder rod in it.
Yeah. And I'm asking what is that for? And Ren would explain it's to help calm her down and make her back normal when she uses that too often.
Yeah, because when she's angry and uses her lightning storm or thunderstorm, she tends to lose control of her emotions when it happens. So we moved this room over here, and we decided to install it here when Wattson wasn't looking, just in case she got pissed off over here.
Well, I was like, thankfully you did.
You can thank Crypto for it. Even though he hates her guts, he still cares for him. He still cares for her.
That's good enough. As we get to the sports festival going as in Ken, but Baku being more like nonchalant, him winning the race, him winning the
winning the race by copying one of his Octane's strategies.
He was a cavalry battle, with his team
He
and being the
copies
camera.
Octane's little slide jump.
Yep. And the 1v1s, he wins a lot easier and actually gives a motivational speech saying he wants to be like the one who saved him, Wattson.
And he doesn't even matter if he does make a hero course because he'll try to make it in the Apex games if they'll would want him in it. And he would say, and for all the ones who are aspiring heroes or aspiring Apex Legends, follow your dreams, and no matter how much you're hit down, always get back up.
I'm getting his final speech, everyone cheering for him as everything happens to Cannon, but him not being chained down as he was in his Cannon #1 podium.
And with All Might giving the medals out, but Wattson taking the gold medal from All Might and handing it personally to Bakugo.
As they are going through their interns now, their intern papers, everyone going as Cannon, but Bakugo noticing a different paper than the others.
One that says Pathfinder.
No, I wouldn't say Pathfinder.
Who do you think will be interested in having Bakugo as a student?
Fuse.
Yes, I can see that definitely.
So the name on it he sees Natalie Paquette, but in the bottom of it he says she will take him to his trainer and help with his suit while he's training. With the bottom of it saying the legend that he will be training with, his name is Fuse. So they get to that. Baku getting to see how Fuse does things. Him getting his AP shot. His
You can develop a technique based on Fuse's cluster, say cluster AP.
It being able to be like a spread attack from above. Finally getting that, we get to Hosu City, where Stain arc happens. Fuse being with them, so does Wattson.
And they're being notified about the hero code being in the area by Valkyrie who's been flying by. Due to her randomly taking flight around the cities.
Yes, Valkyrie has found out which thing is told Wattson. As they go there, as
Stain and Seer. Seer holding his own, but Ida bleeding out.
As Wattson would close the wound, and immediately Stain would recognize Wattson. And realizing,
Lightning Gate says, well, looks like my backup has arrived. Took you guys long enough.
As Wattson just ignores him and straight up goes to Stain and just bitch slaps him. And just yells at him saying, I may be your teacher, but what did I tell you? And Stain just like, not to give up on my dream. And she's like, what did you do? Gave up on my dream. Her just slapping him again. And he's like, okay, I get it. As one is like, I'm force putting you in the games now.
And Seer goes up to Stain saying, Stain, man, even though you failed your qualification tests, don't give up.
Yeah, like, as Stain realizes his idiotic mistake. As then she looks back at Eden saying, and you, going for revenge as a hero. An attempt of murder. We're gonna have words later.
Seer says, "Yeah, that's why I was confused. That's why he pestered me about this. I thought Stain finally gone. I thought Stain finally gone rogue, so that's why I came over here."
Well, now she looks back saying, "You won't be rogue any longer, will you?" As lightning's like forming between her fingertips. Seems like, no, ma'am. I promise to stop and try to get back in the Apex games by training hard. Watson says, "Good. Now go back and get to training."
Seer leans down, saying, "And you're lucky. Gibraltar's doing the next training."
As seems like, oh, thank God.
But Caustic will be your main enemy for the final exam.
He's like, oh no.
With Mirage as his backup.
As we get to after Stain arc, about a few weeks past, they get their break. Stain actually getting into the Apex games this time.
Making his first grand appearance, being on a team with Bangalore.
Mm-hmm.
Him making it pretty far, with it being the top three left being Seer, Wattson, and Stain's team.
Mm-hmm. See, you're getting taken out a little bit faster this time.
Due to Bangalore just getting a lucky sniping.
Mm-hmm. So Seer's team's out, and they look at the roster. Stain's like, oh no. Bangalore's like, what? She looks at the boys.
We should have went after Watson's team.
And she's like, damn it.
To make it worse, it's Watson and Octane, and suddenly Bangalore gets down by Octane. And
it's like, oh, you
is.
As seems like, if Octane's there, where's Watson? He looks up and just sees her jump at it with a sentinel in her hand and fires a bullet, downing Stain.
I would say barely missing it, so Stain can have a little moment.
Yeah.
Stain pulls out his knife, saying, "Well, time to paralyze."
As Watson's just like, yeah, no. As when she's falling, Stain doesn't realize, but she bounces off another jump pad that Octane put down.
Octane was actually prepared this time.
And Stain's like, oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Watson just say, sayonara, amigo.
As Stain goes flying in the air, as Watson just pulled out a wingman and just looks Stain down the eyes like, you really thought I'd let myself be open that easy? Firing the wingman, downing Stain. Giving Octane and Watson the win.
Just congratulating Stain about getting second place.
Mm-hmm.
And it says to Bangalore, you should have really gone after Watson.
Mm-hmm. As the crowd's cheering, everyone and the heroes is like, she wins another one. And that's probably where we're going to end this episode for.
Before we do that, they look at the roster and it says Seer and Watson versus Stain and Bakugo Katsuki.
As I think both Seer and Watson just look at it and look at each other like, oh, this is going to be fun.
And it says their teams will be randomly selected, but these teams will be top of the leaderboard and will be granted the most points.
Just Seer and Watson smirk at you like, oh, game on.
Like we haven't been on the same team for a month, so let's do this.
And you know who we're going after.
Watson simply says, I want to see how much she's improved.
Seer's like, likewise.
As that's where we're going to end it at a perfect 2-hour mark.
That's where we're going to end it. It's a little bit more long than the other one. We're going to do a part 2 if you guys want it.
But we hope you do.
Yep, being my little Apex addiction, but you want to speak of that.
Yeah, and just so everyone knows, part 3 of Cloaker is coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're all excited for it. And for part 3, Laz will hopefully be joining me.
Hopefully, we still gotta talk about it.
Yeah. So it's
But
probably not going to be until next week, or if we talked about it probably all day tomorrow, we'll probably get it out to you earlier.
we will try our best to get these out as you like
We
them.
have a lot backed up.
We have a lot planned, and once we get caught up with our schedule, we'll go back to those ones that we've already done and do part 2 of those.
And
So, like,
then
when.
a lot of other stuff will pop in.
Yeah, so you guys are waiting on, like, the Tora one and the one I think we just posted, which was Iris Heart. We will definitely get to those. I think Iris Heart we can do sooner than Tora, though.
Yeah, we can definitely do, because we still got to write stuff for Toro.
Yeah. Well, that being all, this is Laz,
This has been Fox.
and we hope you enjoyed the video.
Sayonara, everyone.
Goodbye.